Hey everyone, you know that feeling you get when you walk past your favorite store at the mall and the lights are off, the shelves are empty, and there's a big going out of business sign hanging up? Yeah, well, that feeling, it's becoming way too common these days. Retail as we know it is changing, and not for the better. We're talking about iconic brands, household names, places we grew up with, facing a make or break moment. Over the next few minutes, we're going to take a hard look at 15 major retailers teetering on the edge. All right, let's kick things off with a name that's practically synonymous with American retail Macy's. Remember those Thanksgiving Day parades, the iconic wooden escalators, the feeling of getting lost in a maze of clothes and home goods? Yeah, well, those days might be fading faster than we realize. Macy's has been struggling for a while now, battling declining sales and a drop in foot traffic. Think about it, when was the last time you actually went to Macy's to buy something? Online shopping has hit department stores especially hard, and Macy's, despite its best efforts, hasn't been able to fully adapt. They've announced store closures, layoffs, and even tried to reinvent themselves with smaller store formats and a bigger online presence. But is it enough? The competition is fierce. And frankly, Amazon is eating their lunch. Can Macy's recapture the magic that made it a shopping destination, or will it become a cautionary tale of a bygone era? Okay, remember Bed Bath & Beyond? The go-to spot for, well, everything you needed to outfit your home, from towels and bedding to those weird kitchen gadgets you never knew you needed? Yeah, well, they filed for bankruptcy earlier this year, and honestly, it felt like the end of an era. The thing is, they tried to turn things around. They closed underperforming stores, attempted to revamp their product line, and even tried to shed their image as the coupon king. But it wasn't enough. The reality is, places like Walmart and Target, with their already massive presence and ability to offer lower prices, kind of stole Bed Bath & Beyond's thunder. Now they're in this weird limbo, trying to find a buyer to keep at least part of the business alive. Let's talk about Rite Aid, the drugstore chain that's been a fixture in our communities for decades. Rite Aid has been struggling for years, facing a mountain of debt and intense competition from rivals like CVS and Walgreens. But it's not just about competition. They're also dealing with rising drug costs, shrinking reimbursements from insurance companies, and the ever-growing popularity of mail-order pharmacies. They've already closed hundreds of stores, and there are rumors that more closures are on the horizon. Chapter 4, JCPenney, still searching for its place. Okay, JCPenney. This once mighty department store has been on a roller coaster ride for years, surviving a previous bankruptcy but still struggling to find its footing in today's retail landscape. Remember when it was placed to go for affordable fashion, home goods, and those amazing portrait studios? But somewhere along the way, JCPenney lost its identity. They struggled to keep up with fast fashion trends, their online presence lagged behind competitors, and they faced stiff competition from discount chains like TJ Maxx and Ross. They've tried everything to stay afloat: store closures, brand overhauls, celebrity collaborations, you name it. So can JCPenney reinvent itself yet again and win back shoppers who have moved on to trendier or cheaper alternatives? Chapter 5, Party City. Did the party really end? Remember Party City, that magical place where you could find everything you needed to celebrate any occasion, from birthdays and graduations to Halloween and New Year's Eve? Yeah, well, the party might be over. The pandemic hit the party supply industry hard, as people were forced to cancel or downsize their celebrations. But even as things started to open back up, Party City struggled to recover. Now they're closing stores, trying to negotiate with creditors, and basically hoping for a miracle. Chapter 6, Dollar Tree and Family Dollar. Can bargains beat inflation? Okay, let's talk about Dollar Tree and Family Dollar. These discount retailers have been a lifeline for budget-conscious shoppers for years, offering everything from cleaning supplies and groceries to toys and home decor at rock-bottom prices. But even these bargain havens are feeling the heat. Inflation is hitting everyone hard, and it's especially tough for stores that rely on low prices to attract customers. Dollar Tree is trying to adapt by raising prices, even if it means going above the sacred $1 mark, while Family Dollar is closing underperforming stores and focusing on essential items. Remember Joann Fabrics? The place where you could get lost in a world of fabrics, crafts, and DIY inspiration? Yeah, well, even our creative havens aren't safe. Joann Fabrics filed for bankruptcy protection last year, and it's a sign of the times. The hobby and craft industry has been hit hard by online competition, with sites like Etsy and Amazon offering a wider selection and often lower prices. Joanne is trying to fight back by expanding its online presence, offering more workshops and classes, and focusing on niche crafts like sewing and knitting. All right, let's take a moment of silence for Sears. Once upon a time, Sears was retail giant, a true American icon. From appliances and tools to clothing and toys, Sears was the place to go for everything your family needed. But those days are long gone. After years of decline, Sears is a shell of its former self. They've closed thousands of stores, sold off assets, and even declared bankruptcy. Now, they're down to a handful of stores clinging to life support. Okay, Express. Remember Express? The mall staple known for its trendy clothes, especially for those slightly dressier occasions. Yeah, well, even our going-out clothes have been feeling the pinch. Express has been struggling to keep up with the ever-changing world of fast fashion. They've announced multiple store closures, their sales are declining, and they're facing stiff competition from online retailers like ASOS, Boohoo, and of course the fast fashion giant Zara. They're trying to adapt by focusing on their online presence, offering more inclusive sizing and collaborating with influencers. Okay, let's talk about Francesca's, that cute boutique chain known for its trendy clothes, jewelry, and home decor. Remember those days of browsing their carefully curated racks, feeling like you'd discovered a hidden gem? Well, Francesca's has been facing some serious challenges. They've been hit hard by the rise of e-commerce, as shoppers increasingly turn to online retailers for their fashion fix. They're trying to adapt by focusing on their online presence and offering more personalized shopping experiences. All right, parents, let's talk about the children's place. You know, that go-to spot for adorable and affordable kids' clothes? Yeah, well, even our little ones' wardrobes aren't immune to the retail apocalypse. The children's place has been struggling with declining sales, store closures, and the ever-present challenge of competing with online retailers like Amazon and big-box stores like Target and Walmart. They're trying to adapt by focusing on their online presence, offering more personalized shopping experiences, and expanding their product lines to include more sustainable and ethically sourced options. Gamers, this one's for you. Remember GameStop? The place where you could trade in your old games, browse the latest releases, and geek out with fellow gamers? Yeah, well, the digital age hasn't been kind to this once mighty gaming haven. GameStop has been struggling to adapt to the rise of digital downloads, online gaming platforms, and the decline of physical game sales. They've tried to diversify their offerings, expanding into PC gaming, collectibles, and even NFTs. Chapter 13. Banana Republic and Gap. Can these clothing giants bridge the generation gap? Let's talk about Gap Inc., the parent company of iconic brands like Gap, Banana Republic, and Old Navy. These brands were once synonymous with casual cool, but they've been struggling to connect with younger generations. They've been closing stores, experimenting with new designs and collaborations, and trying to boost their online presence. Chapter 14. David's bridal will wedding bells stop ringing. All right, brides-to-be, this one's for you. David's Bridal, the go-to destination for wedding gowns and bridesmaid dresses, has been facing some serious challenges. They've filed for bankruptcy twice in recent years, and it's a sign of the changing times in the wedding industry. They're trying to adapt by offering more virtual consultations, expanding their online presence, and focusing on more affordable options. Chapter 15. Walgreens? Can this pharmacy giant find the right prescription? We started with a pharmacy and we're ending with a pharmacy. Walgreens, the ubiquitous drugstore chain, is facing some tough challenges. They're trying to adapt by expanding their healthcare offerings, focusing on digital innovation, and even testing drone delivery for prescriptions. Outro, the future of retail, will your favorites survive? So there you have it, 15 retailers, each facing their own unique set of challenges, but all connected by this larger story of a rapidly changing industry. The rise of e-commerce, changing consumer habits, and a volatile economy have created a perfect storm that even the biggest names in retail are struggling to weather. So what do you think? Will these retailers be able to adapt and survive? Which stores are you most worried about losing? Let me know in the comments below, and don't forget to subscribe for more updates on the economy and the future of retail.